Hi everyone. So let us see the subject called 22A1 AM901 data science using Python. So today's session we are going to cover up unit 2. Okay, it is about numpy and pandas. So the topics in unit 2 will be covered with Python libraries for data science. So some of the topics like multidimensional array, indexing of these arrays, then visualization using MATLAB, and data frames and forming a series in pandas and visualization in data frames. All these will be covered in this unit. So let's start with the basic of numpy. For that, I would like you to start with the Colab, which is available online, so that it will be easy for you to understand when you're studying it practically. So some of the basic functions of numpy over here is attributes of arrays. So in attributes of arrays, what all kinds of commands we are going to see is size, the shape, the memory, and the data types of an array. Okay, so next topic that will be covered will be indexing of an array. So according to this video, we'll be covering up these two topics first of all, and then we'll prolong with the other topics. In indexing of array, getting and setting the values of the individual arrays will be followed up. Next, how to slice the arrays is the next topic we'll be covering. Then reshaping, like changing it from 1D to 2D, how to change it. So what are the commands that are going to be covered with numpy? So those things will be covered, and next we'll go for joining and splitting of arrays. So all these are nothing but the basic operations of numpy of arrays. Okay, so let's start with the attributes. So basically I'm not going to go through with all this theory part. Let me start with the explanation of the coding part. So I hope you people have a basic idea about Python, right? So Python coding and how it is easy, right? So for this we need to import numpy. So the basic library header function that has to be used in the numpy processes, you have to import the keyword numpy as np. If you give any other variable name as a, b also will be accepted. So basically what is the meaning of this is, wherever numpy is going to be used, np will be can be used as an object. So whenever you're calling an object using this variable, it can be called. So np.array is nothing but we're calling the function called numpy. So that is what is the meaning of this, importing numpy as np. So it will be installed with your libraries. So you have to pull out or import that in order to do the basic functions of the array. So next is we are going to see about the array declaration. So one dimensional array, how it's supposed to be declared is how is shown here. So let x1 is the variable name which you're going to assign, and np, as I told you, is in the object. So np.array, curly it's going to be the normal brackets, the blue color which is being indicated over here. Then we go to the square brackets. So it is in the form of a list. If you have gone through with Python, so you know what is list, right? So in the form of list, you will be showcasing the values. So 45, 89, 64, 33 is how you're going to represent your one dimensional array. So you know how to print in Python, right? So if you just use the function x1, it will print, or you can use the option called print x1, right? So that is what is over here. It is being displayed. So in just a minute. Yeah. Right. Next, two-dimensional array, how it is being represented. So next is the two-dimensional array is represented by two square brackets. See, it starts with opening square brackets, then another square bracket, and this is a two-dimensional array with 3×3 matrix. So that's how the values are being displayed using commas. So these are basic operations where when you learn Python, you know how to declare them, right? Fine. So next, let me also print x2 as well, so that we can learn Python in parallel. So yes, so this is how it is being displayed. This is the x1 matrix and this is the two-dimensional array matrix. So this is one-dimensional, single dimension, either it can be called, and this is the two-dimensional. So, let's see how we are going to check with the dimension of the array, the shape or the size of the dimension, and the total size, how it can be calculated, and what are the keywords for it. Okay, to find out the dimension of an array, what we are going to do is, this is you know, right, in double quotes, and whatever you're going to input, it's going to be printed as well. So comma x2 is nothing but, I told you, right, and x2 is the array name, dot n dimension is the keyword. So this is the library, from the library it's going to pull out the command n dimension, where you're going to specify the dimension of the array, right? So to see the dimension, it's going to display, see, can you see, it's a two-dimensional array. For shape, what is the command? It's going to be dot x2. The x2 is nothing but the array name. Okay, x2 dot shape. Next is going to be x2 dot size, right? So the size is nothing but how many values are going to be there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that is what is going to be here. So if you want to see here, this is the input we have given for x2, right? From there we can calculate the end time, the shape, the size, right? Next, let me go along with using d type. D type is nothing but data type. You already know, right, what is data type. In data types, we are going to say data types are nothing but integer value, or a floating point value, or a character, or a character or string value, right? Yes. So to check what kind of dimension it is, so what kind of data types it is, so that is what is going to be displayed over here. So I have given a floating point value inside an array that is mentioned in the variable called x3. So print x3 dot d type is going to give you what kind of value here. If you want to enter and see an integer type of value, so let me put the command for you so that you learn that one as well. See, practically if you keep working and learning as well, it will be very, very useful. So yes, I have mentioned a integer value as well. Let me, sorry, I have to print it. So print once again x4 dot d type. So these are the parameters. See, whatever is displaying over here is nothing but the parameters that are available, which you can utilize for doing your projects. So can you see? So the x3 array is nothing but in the form of floating point, and the x4 array is in the form of integer values. Next, right? Understood? I think I'm clear enough for you. Next, let me check for the next attribute. That attribute is item size. So how to calculate the item size? Item size, which lists the size in the form of bytes. Okay, and the n bytes for each element it's going to be calculated, and n bytes is nothing but the total size, right? So let me take a two-dimensional array. Okay, which is the 2 into 2 in matrix. So I'm going to print that and see. So it's printing 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, I'm going to check for the item size. Item size, you know that integer value takes how many bytes? I think you all people know, 4 bytes, right? So 4 bytes, since it's 4 bytes, it's a two-dimensional array. 2 into 4 is 8. That is what is displayed. And the item size is nothing but 8 into number of values, right? Number of bytes that are size of it, right? Size, right? So 6 into 8 is 48, right? Next is for 3 dimensions, same way we have tried, so that you can find the difference of it. So the item size is 8, and the n bytes, or n bytes is nothing but the total size of it is 72. So this is about the first point which we had seen, the attributes of finding the size and shape of the array. So I've covered the first line for you, the basics of how to input of a one-dimensional and two-dimensional array, and how to see its in dimension, shape, and size, and find out its t-type. So let's keep watching my videos. Let's go on with the other topics. Thank you.